Thank you, Senator. Representative Holder-Winfield.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a question about the changes to the compact schools. One, I would just like to know why we're doing that, because to me, if you take away the money from the compact schools, I wonder how the municipalities are going to be able to deal with the increases they have to deal with based on that. So I don't see how we take the money out of here, but don't we cost the municipalities, which in one of your slides you talk about relieving some of the unfunded mandates. It just seems kind of like the same thing to me.
The services that are offered by the compact school program are available to municipalities through other State Department of Education programs. We do not think that it is particularly necessary to have that specialized program which services only a small number of communities in order to move forward with.
I understand. I'm just saying that the students themselves there are students in the compact schools. What happens to those students? Don't the municipalities have to at least deal with those students?
The municipalities will, of course, have to deal with the students that are in their public schools run by the municipalities, and that's what compact schools are. There will not be a specialized subsidy in the proposed budget.
Another question, I know that the governor in the past, and I think almost all of us have talked about the value of the small business incubator. I'm wondering, at a time when we're talking about growing jobs, and I think, once again, we've all talked about the value of this towards growing and retaining jobs, why we would be making the type of cut that we just made in the adjustments here.
Well, we have a variety of job programs. The governor is also proposing a significant expansion of those types of things which grow jobs. However, in this economic climate, the state cannot afford to do every program that it would have liked to have done or that it has done in past years. So decisions were made in terms of which programs provide the best return. We've had input from the departments that run the programs. The governor made decisions based upon that input, tried to support the programs that were most effective, created and is proposing new programs that we think will be much more effective than the ones deleted, but had to make some choices. And particularly in this economic climate, we do make those choices.
And just a question about the labor slide. I just want to make sure I understood what you said, because I think I may have misunderstood. You talked about two sets of programs and smaller programs. It sounded almost as if you were saying that the reason why the choice was for the smaller programs was that they were smaller programs. And I'm interested in that because those smaller programs happen to be programs that I know, at least in my district, are very important to the people there, and it seems almost as though the programs that are chosen to be cut affect a certain population, and I just would like to be sure that that wasn't the case.
No, that wasn't the case. And I don't know that that's. First of all, I don't know that that's a correct statement, and it certainly wasn't the case. But I will give you an example. The Jobs First Employment Program, which the governor did not cut, services 17,000 people. Some of the other programs that were cut services small as 100 to 120 people. So obviously, when we're looking at a situation where we cannot afford to do everything, we've looked at those programs that service the most people on a statewide basis and have tried to maintain those. The one program that does have a broader reach is the Connecticut Youth Employment Program, and that was chosen because we believe that there's a high likelihood that we will receive federal funding to keep that or a similar program in place.
And finally, just a question about the zeroing of the ombudsman. If you could just speak to why we're doing that, because it's my understanding from speaking to some people in the prisons that although we used $200,000 that you took out of it, that they're very effective in minimizing some of the issues we might otherwise have because people don't feel comfortable in speaking to people who are associated with the corrections department. So I wonder if that $200,000 cut may actually cost us because issues may pop up that otherwise wouldn't pop up. So if you could just speak a little bit about that.
Sure, I don't think so. There are a variety of programs within the Department of Corrections. As a matter of fact, the state budget funds legal services for of our inmates. This is a year, once again, and where we needed to make decisions as to the priority of programs because we did not have the money to do everything. In order to keep in place our support for educational cost sharing or preschool with declining revenues, certain programs had to go, and I will candidly admit that as a matter of policy that had a less priority. The correctional ombudsman had less of a priority than some of those other programs, and so that decision was made. I don't have any basis for concluding that it will cost us money in the long run. There are a variety. It is not the only program that exists in the Department of Corrections for the servicing of our inmates, not by any stretch.
I appreciate you.